Hey guys, what's good? It's me, Caleb Onomakazi, and today I'm going to be telling you guys my first ever story time. Probably the first thing that ever happened to me that was like very crazy, worthy of telling a story. And even though I'm just in kindergarten and I'm really young or whatever, it's still a pretty entertaining story. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. If you do, drop a like. And yeah, also if you want to see more content of me, I guess, you can follow my Twitch. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. I don't stream a bunch, but when I do, it's pretty entertaining. I do a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, whatever. You can just follow that. I'll leave a link, and yeah, I'm just gonna jump into it. So today's story time obviously takes place in kindergarten, and I went to a kindergarten in the hood, I guess. Not the best place, but whatever. And I've been going here for a couple months now, and I have a couple friends. I've had no problems with anybody. And this one day, my few friends were playing Beyblades. That's what we always did. Beyblades is like the main thing. I know it kind of went in phases, like with Pokemon cards or Beyblades or whatever. But right now we're playing Beyblades, and like I currently had like the best Beyblade. Like I had this like brown one or whatever, and it was sick, and I'd always win. And there was this other group of kids. Basically, they wanted to play with us this day. And we're like, all right, sure, yeah. And then kind of like I ended up beating out their whole group, and they're all getting like mad. Like I was like flexing on them. My friends are talking a little bit of smack or whatever. Just like normal conversations though for like kindergartners, I guess. And yeah, so we're just playing. And then after a while, like I like leave like we all like go into class and have normal day, normal class, whatever. But the next day, I didn't even bring my Beyblade to school, or whatever. I was just like hanging out all by myself. I was on the monkey bars, and the same kids I was like beating the day before, they're like, "Hey, Caleb, like, where's your Beyblade at?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't bring it today." They're like, "Oh, we wanted to battle you." I was like, "Okay." I'm like, I'll bring it tomorrow." And I was excited. I was gonna battle these kids. And I never really hung out before. They seemed cool. And then so the next day I come to school. I do bring my Beyblade, and they're like, "Do you have it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I go to like they're like, "Oh yeah, let's battle, or whatever." I go, I let it go, and obviously if you have a Beyblade, it's on the floor or whatever. My thing's spinning, and one of the kids just takes it and grabs it, and then like the other kid tries to take the other Beyblade out of my hand. I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "This is ours. Like we want it, probably because it's the best or whatever." I was like, "Dude, give it back." I was trying to get it back, and I was all by myself, and they had a group of friends. They're like, "No, we're not giving this back." And I was like, "Dude, are you serious?" Like I was like freaking out. I was like, "Dude, that's my only Beyblade." I was super mad. And then I tried like reaching for it back, and then I tried like pushing the kids. I tried to get it back, and then they just like they just start pushing me, shoving me, and they like try to bring me up on the monkey bars and try to throw me off, but like I'm not letting. And they started just punching me, and I'm like they took off all my shoes, and I remember being so sad. Like I jumped like, in kindergarten, and I remember they took off my shoes. They ripped my shirt a little bit. I was in the wood chips or whatever. I don't know what they're called. And I went and told my teacher right before school started, and they're like, okay, like I'm sorry that happened to you. I'll talk to them. Never talked to them. Never did anything. She didn't care at all. So I was just angry that whole day. I was like, no way. Like the teacher doesn't even care. I just got beat up, and they got no punishment. So basically, what I did is like I had aftercare with all these kids, the same kids. Maybe not like one or two of them's not there, whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get revenge with them. I walked up to my friend, and I was like, hey, these kids like jumped me and beat me up. Like I'm gonna like beat them up back, like whatever. Like I'm in kindergarten, and he's like, oh, okay, he's like, let's do it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it by myself, but can you come just in case? He's like, yeah, all right, bet. Obviously, he's not talking like that in kindergarten, but it's like what's going down. And so yeah, I was like just angry that whole day. Like I had my fist balled up. I wasn't paying attention to no one. I was just angry. I was just ready for revenge. I was just watching the clock. Like I was like this whole day, like I was just like so angry. Like I didn't go to lunch that day. I went to the bathroom and I practiced my fighting just so I was like ready. Like I was so angry this day. And then we get to aftercare. They talked to us for a little bit. I'm like eyeing the kids a little, and not really. I haven't said anything to them yet. And then it's like, all right, go out to recess because we get a little bit of recess and come back inside, whatever. And so we went out to recess, and this kid's on the monkey bars, like the main leader of him. We're gonna name him Eddie. I think his name was something like that. I don't know honestly, but yeah, Eddie's a kid that was shorter than me, really short kid, even in kindergarten, and had a complete like buzz cut. And I hated this kid. He's the reason I got jumped. He's like the one who made the call, I guess. And he basically was on the monkey bars. And as he's on the monkey bars, I like push his legs and he does like a whole flip and he just lands on his back, and then I just start punching him, and then like this like chubby like Mexican kid comes at me, and then like because this was like a all Mexican school, this all chubby Mexican comes at me, and then this like tall little white skinny kid comes at me, and like I don't remember what the rest looked like, but I do remember like these three, like these are the big three, and they're just all coming at me, and I'm just like super mad. I'm like elbowing, I'm like grabbing one by his shirt, I'm like dragging him, and I'm like running away while dragging him with his shirt, and I'm just like, and then I just kept like slapping him in the face. I was like dragging him, and I'm just like punching these kids. I really couldn't do anything to the big kid, the big Mexican kid, because he was so much like heavier than I was. Not like he was like really big or anything. I just wasn't the biggest, and I just remember like I was just trying to get around, and I was just slapping him in like the face from the back, and I was just like punching these kids. And little kid Eddie, I like ripped his shirt. I don't remember exactly, but I just was like going ham on these kids. I didn't get touched. Just like getting as many punches as I could in, as many slaps. And I was ripping their shirts, and I was like just like doing stuff that would like make them like I don't know, like take the longest like to fix. I guess I would like take their backpacks, I'd empty them on the floor, I'd fill them with wood chips. Like I was so mad, and my friend Matthew that I told to come and watch is just laughing the whole time. It would have been hilarious if like he had a phone or something and record it and I could show you guys. But no kindergartners have phones, obviously. And he's just laughing. I emptied up all their backpacks, and I ended up seeing they actually had my Beyblade in the backpack when I emptied it. And I took that back. I saw some Pokemon cards, took those, and that was it. I basically just walked off. Those kids, I barely ever talked to the rest of the year. We actually did, like, I think we made up. No teachers knew anything. Like, they even told the teachers on me, but the teachers do not care at all, apparently. Like, apparently it's just not that big of a deal when you get into fights, I guess, in kindergarten or whatever. But yeah, they did not care, but I just thought that was hilarious. I told that to my friend, like, a couple months ago, and he was like, dude, that's a hilarious story. And then he brought it up to me today. He's like, hey, you need to tell the story about what happened to you in kindergarten. I'm like, oh yeah, true, that would be a good story. So yeah, sorry for not posting in a whole week. I try and post like 3 times a week, but I've been pretty busy. So yeah, that's basically it for today's story time. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and also check out my Twitch. I'm leaving a link in the description below. So peace out.